Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Warm welcome to everyone on Zoom. And a warm welcome to everyone joining us via YouTube. Thanks for being here. We'll just give everyone a few seconds just to get settled and we'll get into it. Super happy that you woke up today and that you're here. Good morning, everyone. Morning, everyone in the Zoom chat. Good morning. Good morning to everybody on YouTube. Leave me a message or a comment on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Good morning, everyone. All right. Well, welcome to day 3 of the Vacation Chronicles. I'm officially on vacation, but I honestly couldn't think of a better use of my time or anything else that I wanted to do other than be here with all of you and spend my time focusing on what's important and what matters. It's amazing what happens once we discover what that is. Everything else seems just so superficial in comparison. And after a while, you get to a place where you realize that time is the only real commodity in life, and that when you're blessed enough to figure out what it is that you love doing and where you love spending it, then after a while you devote yourself to that. So for example, you don't have time for gossip anymore. You don't have time to be derailed by what's happening in the world. You don't have time to be hijacked by heightened emotion. You become so clear in who you are about how you want to spend your time. And for me, really that's what the epitome of freedom is. It's the freedom to use your time how you love using your time, and to do things that you love doing. As most of you know, my whole life has been about spirituality, or the exploration of human development, personal development, who we all are for 46 years. I was born into all of this. And for me, this area of exploration is just an extension of myself. The interesting thing is that it's not an extension of my identity, it's the extension of who I authentically am, my essential self. And when we really start to get honest, everything that's happening in life, eventually after a while, sometimes it takes a while the older you get, you begin to recognize that life becomes more congruent with who you authentically are, with the authentic self, because you just have less time to be involved in things that don't serve you. How many of you have noticed that? Leave me a 1 or a yes in the chat, or my Zoom call to karmas, right? And so then we begin to prioritize our time. And what do we prioritize our time on? Well, we prioritize our time on things that creates this kind of virtual feedback loop. So if I love the experience of my authenticity, and time is the only real commodity, well, then I'm going to devote my time to things that are authentically an expression of myself. And the more I do that, the more I experience who I authentically am. And so now I'm devoting my time to everything that's near and dear to me, that's close to my heart, that I love. And in doing so then, I experience more and more of that love. So many of you have experienced this in the opposite form. You've devoted your time to things that just create suffering in your life. Drama, family dynamics, work stuff, politics at work, politics in general. You've devoted your time to things that, in the context of time and time well spent, have just produced diminishing returns. But you see, in any moment, you can all of a sudden derive a new sense of value and purpose for your time. And then you can begin to spend it, right? If you begin to think of time as a currency, you can begin to spend it on things that actually matter to you. Like, for example, taking a walk today. If that matters to you, then that's a worthwhile investment of your time, right? Eating foods that you resonate with, well, that's a worthwhile investment of your time, right? After a while, you realize that there are certain things that are just a worthwhile investment of your time, and you begin to prioritize them. And this is when you begin to break free of the noise, the collective agreements, when you begin to break free of conformity, what everyone else is doing. Because what you begin to realize is that once you authentically become aware of yourself, your heart, what you love, and you realize that time is the only commodity that there is, well, then you don't want to do the stuff that everyone else is doing. You don't want to have the conversations that everyone else is having. You don't want to live the life that everyone else is living. You want to devote yourself to something that nurtures you and that furthers the experience of being a human being, that furthers the experience of your life. And so for me, I've been very fortunate that my whole life, pretty much, has been devoted to this. You know, in the context of 10,000 hours, I've probably put in 100,000. And that's why everything just becomes so effortless. You realize that everything becomes effortless because you're speaking from your heart. You're speaking from your personal experience. You're speaking from what you've devoted your time to. You're speaking from what matters. And so in a world where you can idolize people, you can make other people significant, you can put other people on a pedestal, I think the one thing that we have to worship is time. I really believe that. I really believe that every day we have to worship every second. Why? Because it's the most important thing that we have. You know what's interesting is right now we have this movement in Silicon Valley of people trying to extend their lives, primarily for egoic purposes. But anyway, they've exhausted every material possibility, and now all of a sudden all they want to focus on is longevity and how they can extend their life, right? They don't want to extend their life for a benevolent reason. They want to extend their life from a place of significance and importance. That's why it will never work, right? But can you see that after a while, once the illusion wears off, once everything falls away, the only thing that's left is a reverence and a respect of time. A reverence and a respect of time. Because you realize, wow, hang on a minute. It's the only thing that's important. I can't get it back. I can't get it back. It's the only thing that's important. Well, instead of inorganically trying to extend your life through whatever mode or medium, and I'm sure some of that research will come in handy, but not for egoic purposes, not for significance-driven individuals. I'm sure it will really help people in some way. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad they're funding it. But after a while, you just realize that you're the richest person in the world if you're making the most of the time that you have now. You see, every one of those people that became extremely successful and that's now focusing on life extension, well, they weren't making the most of the time that they had. So now they're trying to beg, plead, and bargain for more of it. But if you're actually making the most of the time that you have now and you're not wasting it, you're the wealthiest person in the world. Because when everyone's dying, they don't want more money, they don't want more prosperity. They're not sticking yet more post-it notes on walls and doors and windows and bathrooms. Oh no. No, what they want is more time. They want more time with their loved ones. They want more time doing the things that are important to them, doing the things that mattered, exploring the things that pique their curiosity. And so can you see that being wealthy isn't about absurding a huge amount of money and then trying to be smarter than God? Can you see that being a wealthy person is having the freedom to choose how you'll spend your time? Okay, Well, some of you right now are like, well, that's all well and good, Panache, to say, but I still have to work, I still have to do things. Okay, but can you work and can you do things without engaging in gossip? Can you work and can you do things without engaging in things that are stressful and overwhelming? Can you still do everything joyfully? Can you spend your time being joyful? Can you spend your time being peaceful in the midst of all of these things? Of course you can. And so after a while, you get to a place where you realize that all of these people have been waiting to maximize their time. When you have the opportunity, because you're resting in the awareness of your breath and accepting and embracing who you are now, to maximize the use of your time now. So for example, I'll sit outside, I'll just listen to birds. We've got squirrels right now, and I've even been spotting squirrels with nuts. Chipmunks. I mean, it just makes my heart so happy to see nature. That's such a wonderful use of my time. And I'm making the most of the time that I have now. Can you see that none of those things involved money? None of them. I didn't know. The squirrel didn't ask me for a tip. Oi, mate, give me a nut. Right? Squirrel wasn't panhandling, wasn't nut handling on the corner. Will squirrel for nuts? Right? No. So there's abundance all around us. It's just that we're not spending our time being aware of the abundance that's all around us. We're not spending our time being aware of the love that's all around us. We're not spending our time being aware of the oneness, the connectivity, the light, the love, and the presence that's all around us. And for me, I'd rather use my time for that. I don't want to live until I'm 1,000 years old. I don't want my consciousness to be uploaded into a computer. I'm not trying to defy God's creation. I'm also not trying to egoically think that I'm so important that I have to be preserved in some way. I'm very happy having the time that I have, because every day I choose to maximize the time that I have by focusing on the things that I love. By focusing on the things that I love. My time arbitrage game is on God mode. Because I've realized that it's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that's important. It's the only thing. If you want to know an individual, ask them how they spend their time. That will let you know exactly where they're at. In themselves, in their relationship with themselves, in their relationship with life. It will tell you everything you need to know. How do you like spending your time? Well, actually, I like spending my time doing things that I love. How come? Well, because I get to choose how I spend my time every day. And I'm discovering that participating in idle chit-chat, superficial conversations, things that don't matter, trying to keep up with trends, being overwhelmed by headlines, it's just not the best use of my time. The best use of my time is to love and nurture myself. The best use of my time is to immerse myself in nature. The best use of my time is to appreciate everything that's here. Life. In all of its glory. And the more I do that, the more naturally a moment, a single second, expands. All of a sudden you begin to expand your time. It's weird. It's not like time is running out. It's that your relationship with it expands. So for example, for me, a day feels like a week. There's so much that happens in a day, it feels like I've already lived a week. My weeks feel like months, right? My months feel like years. How come? Because I just have a totally different relationship with time. I respect it. I don't want to waste it. I realize that it's the only commodity. It's the only thing that matters. Time. And now I've had that reinforced to me by the fact that there are billionaires who are trying to buy more of it. They're in for a rude awakening. Because they won't be able to. So then to say thank you is just to be observant, to be aware, to witness, to pay attention. That's it. To notice things. Wow. It's like when your wife or girlfriend or mother or sister comes home and they've just had a haircut, I pity the man or life partner who does not acknowledge the fact that that has happened. In that moment, it would be a very useful use of your time to acknowledge that hair has been cut. It's a life hack. Nobody cares if I've cut my hair. I come home, I cut my hair. Nothing. Nobody could care less. Nobody. Nobody's ever said, wow, a nice haircut. So, there are certain life optimization techniques that we can implement on a daily basis. And it's very simple. It's just pointing out the obvious. It's just pointing out the obvious, right? What's the obvious? Wow. You had a haircut. You look beautiful. Wow. Wow. Look. This is amazing. And you're just constantly, in every moment, just affirming the beauty. You're using your time to affirm the beauty in being a human being. How wonderful it is. And I'm not talking about from like a fake it till you make it, change your thoughts, change your life, nonsense kind of a way. I'm talking about in a very organic, natural, authentic way. I don't want more time. I want to make the most of the time that I have. Can you see what I'm saying to you? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Can you feel it? I don't want more time. I don't want a second more than I'm supposed to have. However, I do want to make the most of the time that I have on this planet because it's so beautiful. It's such a wonderful planet. Being human is great. Look at us. We're all cray-cray in our own unique, adorable way. And every human being is uniquely cray-cray. I want to make the most observing everyone's unique flavor of cray-cray. I want to make the most of it. And so, your mantra today is, or your point of contemplation or curiosity today is this the best use of my time? Is it the best use of my time to get involved in this gossip? Probably not. It's time I can't get back. Is it the best use of my time to get involved in being completely scared out of my wits at the fact that planet Earth is going to fall into a black hole? Probably not. Probably not. Is it the best use of my time to sit outside and listen to the birds? And to see squirrels and chipmunks and everything so cute and adorable, just living life? Yeah, that's wonderful. That's a great use of my time. And don't wait to earn your time. So many of you have been conditioned and brainwashed into the illusion that you have to do something for 65 years that you can't stand, so then finally you can deserve to enjoy the remaining 20. It's a bad trade. 65, 70 years, well, it's probably not even 65 anymore. It's probably more like 75. 75 years of doing everything that you have to tolerate just so you can then have 10 years of doing stuff that you actually enjoy. You're spending your time in a way that actually supports you and nurtures you. Can you see how that's a bad trade? So find what you love doing with your time. For some of you, honestly, you've been so type A, adrenaline driven, attainment, achievement driven, that for some of you, the best use of your time is to just sit there, listen to some beautiful music, and do nothing. Honestly, it's like, wow, I never knew that I could do this. I thought I had to earn this, right? So, I want you to live like you're retired. Live like you're retired now. Don't wait to retire. Live like you're retired now. Honestly, just try it today. No matter how old you are, just be 80. And if you're 80, just be 80. Right? Just live like you're retired. Live like you're retired. And do the things you love doing. And if you have to do things that you don't necessarily like, make them fun. Make them fun. Make them fun. I always have a good time. People ask me how I'm doing. I'm like, well, I feel like a Disney princess, not just one of them, all of them. Because I just figured that's a good way to identify in a world where everyone's fighting for their right to identify. Why not identify as every Disney princess? Kind of a tragic past, some counterparty trying to undo them in some wicked way, and yet always prevailing and overcoming. Right? So, can we make things Disney princess-like? Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can. We can sing, we can dance, we can laugh. While you're doing dishes, put on a stand-up comedy show. While you're working, make it fun. Make your life what you want it to be now, and then you won't try and do a deal that you'll regret later, trying to turn back time. Eventually one of these billionaires is going to try and turn back time. They're going to mess with their DNA, and they're going to become an ostrich. I don't want to mess with what God's made. It's all well and good until you start messing around with stuff, and next thing you know, some scientist has some breakthrough. Oh, we've cracked it. We've cracked the code. We're not sure what the side effects are yet, but we've cracked the code. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Next thing you know, you wake up in the morning, you're an ostrich. Full-blown ostrich. Yeah. That'll teach you for messing with God. I don't want more time. I don't need to disrespect myself like that. I don't know better than God. I just want to be here and make the most of all of the time that I have. And I want to know that I can do that now. I don't have to wait until I'm 65. I don't have to wait until I've amassed some fortune to then all of a sudden pour millions and hundreds of millions of dollars into research as to how to extend my life. These are all egoic pursuits. I deserve to be here for as long as I'm supposed to be here for. I'm just going to make the most of it while I'm here. Squirrels, woodchucks, the clouds, sky, air, water, earth, everything. Eventually human beings are going to get it. Because I love you, it would be nice if you just got it now. Today, your homework is to Mary Poppins your life. Okay? Hello? I would say a spoonful of sugar, but some of you are pre-diabetic. Don't do that. But today I want you to Mary Poppins your life. Honestly. If you don't like it, sing while you're doing it. If you don't enjoy it, listen to some stand-up comedy while you're doing it. Put on some music that's inspiring while you're doing it. It's not what you're doing. It's how you're spending your time. Find the best use of your time, and you'll have cracked the code. You'll have cracked the code. You will have cracked the code. Find the best use of your time now, and you will have cracked the code. You'll have cracked the code. For so many of you, the best use of your time is waking up here every morning and beginning your day in this way. There's no greater compliment that you could pay a human being than to want to spend 1,320 days with them. 21 days. Do you know that most of us have been together longer than a marriage? Most marriages don't last 1,321 days. You've been with me for longer than some of you have been with your life partners and exes and future formers. It's true, right? Seriously. It's not lost on me. It's not lost on me that people find enough value here, that they come here, that they want to spend their time here, that there's something that supports them here. It makes my heart happy. I'm sure my grandma would be proud. And so I just want you to know that, Why? Because this is a worthwhile investment of your time. In a world where you could focus on anything, why wouldn't you focus on peace? Why wouldn't you focus on loving yourself? Why wouldn't you focus on being empowered in yourself? Why wouldn't you? You can watch days of your lives, or you can live your life. It's up to you. I'd rather live my life. Please, God, don't give me a second more than I'm supposed to have. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for this life. I don't want to extend my life. I want to make the most of my time, to make the most of my life now. A friend of mine once said to me, people are suffering now to be happy later. Never a truer statement or phrase has been articulated. Most people are suffering now to grasp onto some illusion of happiness later. Beloved, be happy now. Begin by becoming aware of everywhere where you're using your time that isn't aligned with you. And just eliminate those things. For so many of you, since you've been coming to Call to Calm, you've been relieved of the need to sit in a dark room burning incense for 6 hours every morning. Just think, that's 6 extra hours of woodchuck, chipmunk, squirrel, bird, nature, being outside time, being one with everything time. And so, break free of the programming and the conditioning that you have to spend 65 years suffering to have 20 years of doing what you love doing. Instead, do what you love doing now, or do what you're doing in a way that you love. Do what you're doing now in a way that you love. Make it fun. So your homework today is to Mary Poppins your life. Make it fun. Make it joyful. Make it fun. Or simply walk away from it because it's just not for you anymore. Right? Like maybe afternoon mahjong and hearing everyone's horror stories is not the best use of your life anymore. Maybe you need to join happy mahjong. People tell jokes and play mahjong. People celebrate life and play mahjong. Okay? Why do we have to hang out with the same people every afternoon who just want to share their horror stories every afternoon with you while playing mahjong? I've never played mahjong in my life, but I can't imagine that that would be very much fun. So, instead of elevating humans, celebrate time, give thanks for the gift of your time, and recognize that it is the only commodity in life. I'm supposed to be on vacation this week. I couldn't think of a better use of my time than being here with all of you. I couldn't think of another group of people in the world or another person in the world that I wanted to hang out with outside of all of you. I'm blessed. I get to spend all the other time with my family anyway. So this is how we find freedom now. Dear God, I don't want a second longer than I'm supposed to be here. I want to make the most of the time that I have now. I want to make the most of the time that I have now. I'm going to Mary Poppins, chimney my life today. I'm going to make the most of every second that I have. Send you all my love. Laurel, hi to everybody on Zoom, Call to Calm community. Day 1321, can't believe it. We've been together longer than most marriages. At least celebrity ones anyway. Hi to everyone on YouTube. Close your eyes, you beautiful humans. Take some breaths. Breathe and relax. Good morning, sweet friends. Welcome to another Call to Calm meditation. Any of you who have had a brush with mortality or have lost a loved one or have watched a loved one go through any kind of health challenge, you'll know that it does one thing and one thing very profoundly. It shifts all of your priorities, and it makes you acutely aware of how you've been using your time, what you've been living for. After a while, you have to get to a place where you begin to realize that time's really the only commodity. People have bought into this hypnotized, brainwashed, programmed and conditioned version of reality where they have to spend 65 years of their lives, 70 years of their lives doing something so that then they can finally enjoy the last 20 that they maybe or maybe not, maybe don't have. Instead of wasting your time, make the most of it now. For some of you, you just have to walk away from things that aren't the best use of your time. For others of you, you have to maximize the time that you're spending doing things by laughing, singing, and having a joyful time while doing them. Make them fun. For me, I've discovered that freedom is having the freedom to make the most of my time. Freedom is having the freedom to make the most of every second of my life, every day. Close your eyes, you beautiful human beings. Open your palms and take some long, deep cleansing breaths. Resting in the awareness of your breath transforms your life into a living meditation. Becoming aware of your every inhalation and becoming aware of your every exhalation. This morning, we're going to acknowledge our self-sovereignty and empowerment. By consciously choosing to make the most of our time. Becoming aware of the day ahead of you. And highlighting every activity that isn't fun, that you don't enjoy, that you're not really into with all of your heart. And seeing yourself in all of your infinite creativity. Finding a way to make it fun, to make it peaceful, to make it joyful, to make it loving. You can, just as you're doing right now, simply rest in the awareness of your breath. And allow yourself to connect with who you really are in the midst of doing it. For others of you, you can just put on some great music and sing and dance while you do it. Listen to something fun. listen to something soul-stirring. Begin to live your life, not for the accumulation of things, but instead for the optimization of your time. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath, recognizing that you don't have to earn your freedom. You can actually be free now. All of a sudden, off in the distance, a very proper English woman with a wonderful hat, striking features, and an umbrella appears. She looks a bit like Mary Poppins. Next thing you know, she holds your hand and she goes through with you through your entire day, turning every menial chore and activity into an opportunity for song, dance, and celebration. Feeling the presence of joy welling up within you. She shows you over and over again how to have fun, how to be light-hearted, how to make it okay to celebrate the time that you have. She taps you on your third eye and liberates the power of your imagination. And all of a sudden, everything comes to life. Everything becomes bright and vibrant. You feel alive, really, truly alive. And you begin to see that you've got the opportunity to live another day, another morning, another afternoon, another evening. You can do it as a serious, overly burdened, overly stressed out, overly responsible adult. Or you can access the childlike awe and wonder within you and do it from there. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath, becoming aware of the power of curiosity, of imagination, of awe and wonder, and seeing yourself performing every adult, worldly role and responsibility with a childlike sense of awe, delight, and joy. A kaleidoscope of colours, your heart full of love, a smile on your face. Today's going to be a great day. I'm about to Mary Poppins my life. I'm about to max aura my reality. I'm going to make the most of my time because I'm going to spend it in awe, in wonder, in curiosity, in joy. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath, becoming aware of this feeling of excitement where once there was apprehension and dread. You thank Mary Poppins for reminding you that it's okay to be a kid. It's okay to be childlike. It's okay to have fun. everything will still get done. You'll do it with a song in your heart and a smile on your face. Continuing to breathe and relax. Allowing yourself to find this sense of celebration within you. Knowing that when things get boring, when you start to feel overly burdened or overly responsible, you can liberate the power of your imagination to make things fun, to have a good time, to laugh and sing and dance your way through your life. To the right of Mary Poppins is Father Time, Mother Time, Person Time, They Them Time. I don't want a single second more than I'm supposed to be here. I just want you to be my constant reminder to make the most of everything while I am here. Time gives you a hug and smiles. In accessing this wisdom, in accessing this truth, you've mastered life. Time is the only commodity. Spend it today with a song in your heart, a smile on your face. Have fun. And remember that if you have to do it while singing and dancing. Do it while having fun. Liberate the power of your imagination and make everything that you have, that you are, and that you experience wonderful today. Take some breaths and begin to bring your awareness back to your body and the room that you're in. You've just been officially Mary Poppins. I know. And today, you're going to be able to have fun. You're going to make the most of your time. You're going to celebrate your life and spend every moment of your life in some form of celebration. You're not going to wait until you're 65 or 75 and then try and make the most of the final stretch. No. You're going to make the most of it now. You're going to use your time in a way that furthers the emotion, the feeling, the energy that you love the most, because you deserve it. Because you deserve it. Your contemplation for the day is this the best use of my time? And then your opportunity for the day is to unleash the power of your imagination and to make everything fun and joyful. To do it with a song in your heart and a smile on your face. Yay. If you're on Zoom with me, how many of you can feel a shift in your state of being? Well, we have the wealthiest of the wealthiest trying to cheat Father Time, trying to buy some extra precious second of their life from a place of significance. We're going to realize that wealth, actually in this moment, is having the freedom to make the most of our time now. I don't want a single second more than I'm supposed to have. I just want to make the most of every second that I do have. And I want to live it with a song in my heart and a smile on my face. So, today's Wednesday. I can't believe it. If you're joining me on Zoom and you're new to this community, this is what we do every day. Call to Calm's been here for 1,321 days. As I was commenting this morning, we've officially been together longer than most marriages, at least celebrity ones anyway. In the event that you'd like to connect with an inspiring community of individuals who are committed to making the most of their time every day, head on over to panachesci.com. Absolutely free. What else do we have? Well, I'm on vacation, so we've got a group alignment session today. That's the only other thing that we have. It's your opportunity to be personally supported by me in a group setting. If you would like to optimize or maximize your time and spend every moment of your life with a song in your heart and a smile on your face, connecting with a childlike sense of awe and wonder, and turning the mundane into the miraculous, then today's group alignment session is for you. I have a feeling it's going to be amazing. What else is going on? People from all over the world choose to spend their time with me because it helps them make the most of the rest of their time throughout the day. There are a group of people who choose to spend 3 months with me because they so value and appreciate the time that we have together. That 3-month allocation of time is called impact. We have a 90% retention rate. It's very hard for new people to join because people just don't want to leave it once they're in it. So in the event that you would like to devote 3 months of your life to optimizing your time and to celebrating your individuality and your freedom now, it might be worth considering. All of the information's on the website, and we begin October the 1st. Sending you all a big hug from me, all of my love. Rumor has it that you're getting ready for a hurricane in Florida. Please make wise and safe choices. And if you are leaving, don't wait till the last minute before you decide to get in a car and start driving. If you're staying, make sure that you're prepared and have everything that you need. To everyone all over the world who's going through something, it's not the fact that we're going through things. That's not the opportunity. The opportunity is to determine how we go through these things. How we go through them. Sending you all a big hug from me, all my love. All the information's on the website. Thanks for being with me. I'm going to go back to my vacation now. And I'll see you all for the group alignment session. Take care. Be well. And remember, when in doubt, sing a song and dance. Make the most of your time.